Koshi, New South Wales emergency crews are battling to ensure oil isn't leaking from a power station on the Central Coast after a massive fire broke out inside a generator overnight. Around 50 firefighters are working to extinguish the blaze at the Araring power plant at Lake Macquarie. They're also trying to ensure 8,000 litres of transformer oil doesn't escape.
One of our generator transformers on Unit 2, we have 4 units here at Vales Point. There was an explosion and it's caught on fire. That unit is out of service and that put us immediately into emergency response mode.
No one was injured in the blaze. Investigators are still trying to work out what caused it. Thousands of air passengers are facing delays and rescheduled flights today because of a strike by baggage handlers and Qantas ground staff. Sunrise reporter Edwina Bartholomew is at Sydney Airport. Edwina, what do the unions hope to achieve from today's action?
Well, Nat, they've reached a stalemate. The unions not only want better pay, but also guaranteed that their jobs will be protected in the future. Qantas says that would make the airline uncompetitive. They made an offer to the TWU last week, which was rejected. This dispute has now gone on for 7 months. In that time, 70,000 flights, passengers have been affected. 500 flights cancelled today with a 1-hour work stoppage at airports right across the country. There will be a further 66 flight delays and 10,000 passengers affected, many of those going to Melbourne for Derby Day. Nat?
OK, thanks very much, Edwina, from Sydney Airport this morning. The Queen will get down to business today, officially opening the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Perth. Her Majesty and Prince Philip attended a garden party at Government House last night. They mingled with hundreds of guests, including business leaders, politicians and celebrities. Security around the city is at an unprecedented high as Commonwealth leaders arrive for the start of CHOGM. Economic stability and climate change will be among the issues discussed at the talks. And we will have live coverage of the Queen's speech to CHOGM. That's from 12:30 Eastern Summer Time. An exodus of people from Thailand's capital, Bangkok, is underway. Authorities expect floodwaters to creep across more of the city this weekend. Thousands of people are heeding the advice to flee now, while others stay behind to sandbag their homes and their businesses. While the city's international airport is still working normally, the Department of Foreign Affairs is urging Australians to reconsider their need to travel to Bangkok. Coming up, billionaire businessman James Packer with a guided tour of his new-look casino. But first, here's Koshi.
Hey, it is party time on financial markets right around the world. A wave of optimism, up 339 points on the Dow Jones. The S&P 500 is having its biggest month since 1974. Why? Well, confidence that the Euro leaders have come up with a deal to bail out that region. The European banks are going to take a 50% loss on their Greek bonds. EU countries will help those banks recapitalise as a result. And US economic growth, 2.5%. It's been announced overnight for the last year, up from 1.3%. Way bigger growth than anyone was expecting. That ignited the party around the world. Here yesterday, after our share market conked out for 4 hours because of a computer glitch, finished up 103 points. Will be a boomer of a day today as well as we follow the rest of the world. Commodities, gold trading at $1,743 an ounce. Oil, 94 US a barrel. On the other side of the coin, boom, boom, Aussie dollar, $1.07. Now, because of that optimism around the world, a lot of people now saying, Reserve Bank board meeting Tuesday, everyone expect them to cut official interest rates because they were scared of what was happening overseas. Now overseas looks as though it could be getting a dose of optimism. Will we not cut official interest rates on Tuesday and hold on for a couple of months? That is the big question. The value of the dollar says that's what they're going to do. Hold.
It's gorgeous, mate. Our drive down from Mildura to here was just magnificent yesterday. Let's just take you on a little run in between these two glorious grand old ladies. Now, kids of Australia, when Koshi was a boy, these were the only forms of transport that existed. And this one dates back to 1897, one of the old original steam-powered, wood-fired paddle steamers in the world. They still do overnight trips on that grand old girl. Now, to the other side, the biggest girl on the Murray Princess. In fact, she is so enormous when it goes up through the various stages of locks, water locks as you go up the Murray, she only just squeezes in. And look at that. Aren't they enormous in scale? You do forget just how big they are. And they have been somewhat landlocked over the last 10 years with the amount of drought that we have gone through and the lack of water in the Murray. Great to see them full powering ahead. Great to see community spirit that gets these traditions and this bit of history back on the water to continue as they were so long ago when they serviced the many farms, stations, shearers and growers of wheat up the Murray to get that transport in and out. Let's have a look at the forecast around Australia.
Sunrise weather brought to you by...
Fine and 30 for Cairns and Townsville. A hot day for Mount Isa at the top of 39. Clear skies at 26 for the Sunshine Coast and Brisbane. Some cloud and 26 for Tamworth. Possible storms later for Broken Hill and 34. Sydney partly cloudy and 24. Some cloud cover and 25 for Canberra. Showers developing to Albury, 26.